the surface as surely as the water itself does. Until then, it remains what it has always been, a beautiful, unexplainable enigma. Hello and welcome to the Mystery Channel, where in each video we discuss strange and profound topics, revealing secrets that science is still unable to fully explain. There's a spot hidden deep in the wilderness, one that few people outside the region know about. Here, nestled between rolling green hills and stretches of untouched forest, is a lake so mysterious that even lifelong residents can't fully explain it. By all appearances, it's an ordinary body of water, calm, picturesque, and teeming with life. But here's the catch. Sometimes, with no warning, it simply vanishes, gone, as if the earth itself swallows it whole. And then, like nothing ever happened, it reappears, sometimes days, months, or even years later. This strange phenomenon has baffled scientists, inspired folklore, and drawn curious adventurers like moths to a flame. Today, we're diving into the mystery of the lake that disappears. What causes it, and what secrets might it be hiding? Let's start with the lake itself. Known to locals as Whisper Lake, it's a name that feels fitting given how it quietly slips away when no one's looking. It lies in a remote area far from the reach of city noise and light pollution. On a sunny day, the water is like a giant mirror, reflecting the sky and surrounding trees in perfect clarity. Fishermen swear it's one of the best spots to cast their lines with plenty of trout and bass. Families often picnic along its banks, and hikers, after hours trudging through thick woods, stumble upon it and find themselves in awe of its tranquil beauty. But that peace is fleeting. Some describe going to bed and waking up to find the lake drained away overnight, leaving nothing but a cracked, dusty basin behind. Others say they've returned years later to find it completely restored, as if it had never left. It's easy to see why Whisper Lake has inspired so many ghost stories. The legend passed down among locals is that the lake is cursed. Hundreds of years ago, they say, it was home to an ancient village. According to the story, the villagers angered the gods. Some versions say it was by being greedy, others that they desecrated a sacred site, and the lake was formed when divine forces flooded their homes as punishment. Some even claim you can hear ghostly whispers near its banks at night, as the spirits of those drowned villagers call out for forgiveness. But the mystery of Whisper Lake isn't just a matter of folklore. It's also a scientific puzzle, and one that researchers have been trying to crack for decades. The first scientific records of the lake go back to the late 1800s, when a geologist on an expedition noted the phenomenon in his journals. He speculated that there might be underground rivers or hollow chambers beneath the lake, much like the sinkholes that plague areas with soft limestone. When those chambers collapse or drain, he suggested, they might act like a plug being pulled in a bathtub. It's a plausible theory. Underground water systems, called karst landscapes, are responsible for creating natural wonders like cenotes in Mexico and the sprawling Mammoth Cave in Kentucky. Water dissolves bedrock over time, carving out hidden hollows that can suddenly collapse or refill under the right conditions. Scientists believe Whisper Lake might be sitting on top of something similar, but proving it has been trickier than expected. To understand why, let's look at how the lake behaves. First, the disappearances don't follow any predictable pattern. Sometimes Whisper Lake remains full for years without incident. Other times it vanishes multiple times within the same year. There's no obvious connection to rainfall, drought, or seasonal changes. And when it does reappear, the water doesn't seem toxic or filled with debris. The ecosystem bounces back almost immediately, as if the lake had been sitting just below the surface, waiting. Even more curiously, there's no evidence of major sinkholes forming when the lake disappears. Geologists have brought in sonar equipment and drilled samples to study the ground beneath Whisper Lake, but they haven't found anything conclusive. No caves, no vast underground rivers, just layers of compact earth and rock that seem utterly unremarkable. The lack of answers has led to all kinds of wild speculation. A group of amateur UFO enthusiasts claims the lake is a landing site for alien spacecraft, which need large pools of water for cooling their engines. Others insist it's a portal to another dimension, and that the lake only exists when the door is open. Still others believe it's the site of hidden government experiments, involving underground machines that siphon away the water when activated. Of course, these are theories best taken with a grain of salt. But skeptics and believers alike agree on one thing. Something extraordinary is happening at Whisper Lake. In recent years, advances in technology have offered new tools to investigate the mystery. Climate scientists analyzing satellite imagery have noticed subtle changes in the ground's elevation around the lake during its empty phases, suggesting there might be some movement beneath the surface too small to detect with the naked eye. Some researchers speculate that these shifts could be linked to tectonic activity or ancient fault lines. If the rock layers deep below the lake are shifting, ever so slightly, it could create temporary cavities that fill and drain at irregular intervals. But even with this detailed imaging, the exact mechanics remain elusive. Interestingly, Whisper Lake is far from the only body of water with a vanishing act. In South America, the lake known as Lago Enriquillo swells and shrinks dramatically, its water mysteriously retreating into the land before returning years later. In Africa, there's a periodic lake in the Sahara Desert that appears only after rare floods but quickly evaporates, though scientists can explain that phenomenon as water dispersing into the dry, sandy soil. For Whisper Lake, however, the behavior is different. It doesn't evaporate. It doesn't flow into nearby rivers or streams. It simply disappears. So where does that leave us? Well, like most great mysteries, the story of Whisper Lake brings more questions than answers. Is it really just a quirk of geology, a natural phenomenon we don't fully understand yet? Or is there something more, something that slips through the cracks of logic and science? For the locals, the lake's behavior has woven itself into the fabric of their lives. Some avoid it altogether, unsettled by its fickle nature. Others embrace it as a wonder of the natural world, trekking to its shores whenever it reappears, as though visiting an old friend come home after a long absence. Kids whisper about it at campfires, spinning tales of hauntings and ancient curses, their voices tinged with awe. And then there are the dreamers, the ones who stand on its banks not with fear, but wonder. To them, Whisper Lake is a reminder that the world is full of unknowns, that even in an age of satellites and smartphones, there's still room for mystery. Today, Whisper Lake is full, a glorious expanse of shimmering water. Birds skim its surface, the sun dances on its still, glassy expanse. But tomorrow, well, who knows? It could be gone, leaving behind only questions and the hope that one day its secrets might rise to the surface as surely as the water itself does. Until then, it remains what it has always been, a beautiful, unexplainable enigma. So if you enjoyed this video and are interested in mysterious phenomena and mysterious historical incidents, don't forget to like, share, subscribe for more incredible and unbelievable stories. And leave us a comment with your opinion on this topic. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching.